Damon, one of the things we were just talking about during the break is that this storm, it's mostly not going to be so much the weather that causes these impacts of this storm. It's going to be how people react to it, how they drive to work tomorrow morning.
Yes, it's enough snow to cause problems. As far as weather is concerned, 2 inches. It's not a lot of snow, but if people don't drive smart in this or don't take it seriously enough, that's when the problems can ensue. So that's what we're going to be tracking moving forward and let you know what this storm is going to bring impact-wise. It looks pretty nice out there today, and as a matter of fact, today is going to be a spectacular day, as a matter of fact, because for once, we actually have some mild temperatures. It is just about to hit 40 degrees right now at one of the observing stations outside of Hagerstown, and most of us are jumping into those 40s as we enter into the afternoon. Martinsburg 41, Charlestown 42, and Germantown 44. Again, this isn't much, but by mid-January standards, after how cold it has been these last several days, it almost feels downright balmy out there on this Wednesday. So a nice little treat before we bring in some of that wintry weather once again. And there's a good look at the temperature change from 24 hours ago. Charlestown, one of the big winners, 16 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. So nice to see that orange and yellow on the temperature change map. Now, it has been fairly cloudy. We are catching a couple of breaks in the clouds across southern Pennsylvania and parts of western Maryland. We will occasionally see that sunshine, but we are going to continue to have more clouds than not as this Clipper system continues to roll off to the east. And you can see right where that cold front is, this is the main feature that's going to be driving that precipitation that rolls in starting this evening as rainfall eventually transitioning over to that wet, heavy snow we have been mentioning. So again, that rain is going to start this evening across the mountains, moving off to the east as we progress toward the 8 o'clock hour. That'll be the prime time for that rain to begin for many of us. And then after midnight, we'll see that transition over to snowfall as temperatures do begin to drop. And we're going to have a slushy start out there because we'll have a couple of inches of accumulation, and that is enough to cause you some major headaches on those roadways if you are not careful. And then behind that, tomorrow, it starts getting bitter cold once again toward the end of the week, and that Arctic air is going to stick around into the weekend. And it looks like that storm we were mentioning for Saturday is going to stay a bit more to the south, and if that trend continues, that's some good news for us here in the four-state region. But as far as it goes for the short term, again, those clouds will continue to thicken back up here as we go into the evening. Precip holds off at least until after sunset, but there's that rainfall that is going to be scattered about at first just before midnight. But as we enter into the early morning hours, especially by that main commute time tomorrow around 6 o'clock, there's that snow. It's going to be pretty much across the entire area, coming down at a decent clip, and it does continue until about the lunch hour when it finally moves off to the east of Interstate 95 before we really begin to clear out. So again, the main concern here is that we could have that slushy, heavy snowfall in the trees and power lines that could bring some of those down, and then on top of that, the roads could get a little slick because we could see up to a few inches of snowfall right through parts of northern Virginia, central Maryland as well, and everybody's likely to see at least a trace of that wet snowfall. So again, this is no major storm by any means, but it's enough to cause some headaches if we are not careful out there. So just keep that in mind, and also keep in mind that some of that slush could very easily refreeze again because temperatures Thursday night, Friday, bitter cold, down into the teens at night, also possibly the single digits, along with highs only in the 20s. So gear up for that. And like I mentioned before, as far as Saturday's storm is concerned, it looks to stay more to the south as of right now, so we could just see a few flakes near the coastline Saturday morning. Otherwise, our weather pattern stays cold and quiet all the way into the beginning of next week.